Hey Google, reduce volume by 2. Hello, welcome to Inspirations Yoga Sessions. So today I'm going to do a slow vinyasa flow kind of yoga with some restorative bits looped in. I'm going to try and do it for 59 minutes, 1 hour, and about between 59 minutes and 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's a rainy day, so the session is going to be a little kind of flowy, resembling that. So start off seated, close your eyes, arms relaxed, breathe in, breathe out through your nose. Do this 5 more times. With each successive breath, make sure your inhalation is deeper, goes further down into your gut. Try and hold it for longer and then exhale. With each successive breath, your exhalation should be longer than your inhalation. Slowly open your eyes. First thing, we want to stretch our sides, assuming you've been sitting all day. So lift your arms up to join in a namaste sign and stretch forward all the way to stretch both your sides. Breathe in while you pull back. Breathe out. Breathe in again as you raise your arms. As you go back down to the right side, breathe out. Let go of your head. So if you can, let your forehead touch your right knee. Feel the stretch on your left side. Let your head go. Take 3 deep breaths. Come back to center. Raise your arms up. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now do a stretch for each side let's start with the right side, so we go to the left. First, put your left arms down, your left hand down to the side. Raise your right arm up and let your left elbow fall down to the floor. This should stretch your entire right side. Breathe into your right hip, 3 deep breaths. Now you should make sure you're going straight and you're not doing this, because you're not getting any benefit by doing this. You want to feel the extension of your side. My neck just cracked because I've been having some issues while sleeping on the pillow, and that's a classic sign that it's working. Now we do the same thing on the right side. Right hand out. Hey Google, reduce volume by 2. Right hand out, left hand up, left arm up. Now let your right hand come down to the floor, lay your right elbow. Make sure you're not hunching, and look up to your arm. Make sure you feel the extension in your lower hip. Don't lift your left butt cheek up, let it be grounded to the floor. 3 deep breaths. Now come back to center. Now let's do a twist. So we've stretched it straight up. Now let's stretch it this way. Arms up in a salutation. Twist to the left, because we are twisting. So we're twisting to the left, but it's the right side that we're twisting. Let it be a simple, easy twist, not don't stretch out, because this is right at the beginning. And look towards the back wall. 3 breaths in. While turning back, raise your arms up to a salutation. Bring it down to center. Now we'll twist to the right to twist the left side. Alright, so we've twisted this way, we've twisted this way, and we've twisted this way. So that's got us relatively warmed up. Our neck is probably still tight. So your neck and shoulders. So let's first, we should probably started with this, but the side of my back was pretty tight. So now let's roll our shoulders back 5 times. Change direction, roll it forward 5 times. Now let's roll our head and neck clockwise 5 times. Make sure you're not dizzy. Now the other way. Alright. Now continue to relax the shoulders or stretch the shoulders out. Raise your right arm up and pull with the opposite arm. We're doing the right side first. Raise your left arm up. Pull. Now this stretches your tricep and your traps. Now, since we're in the shoulder region, let's continue with the shoulder stretches. We're getting a little more into it. Let's raise up, bring our hands down in a, what is this, cactus form? Let's fold. This is an eagle arm. I'm starting off with my right arm over my left, face upwards, lift your elbows, and then bend down. Since we're still just starting off, go easy. Don't force the stretch. Let them be easy stretches. After 3 breaths, come back up. See? Stretch back up into a salutation. Come back down. So now I need to do it for the left side. I'm feeling on my left side doesn't release as easily as the right side. Come back into cactus form and then eagle. This time left over right. Go easy, don't overstretch. I think I might have overstretched, so you could probably leave this for later once your body's warmed up, because you don't want to hurt yourself. The fascia gets very tight, so especially if you're stressed out, if you're carrying heavy things. This left neck is okay. So next we can go back to cactus arms, bring our 2 arms together, straight line, and stretch, release our wrists. Go one direction and then change direction. So now that we have sufficiently warmed up our, I wouldn't say warmed up, at least stretched our shoulders, our upper back. Let's get onto all fours. Tabletop. Let's do a round of cat cows. So let's do 5. So when you're on tabletop, your belly should be tucked in and your back should be straight. Then fold your toes, breathe in, cow, belly button to your sucked in to your back, pushed out, and top of feet to the floor, head hanging down to the floor. This is cat. So cow is everything arched in. Your back is arched, your bottom of your toes are down to the floor, and head is up. Cat is everything is arched the other way. Your belly button to your spine, your head is down, neck is stretched, and the top of your feet are to the floor. Do this 5 more times. So that is our cat and cow. Now come to sit on your back, easy seat. Sit on your heels with your knees spread out, raise your arms up, stretch to the sky, and go down for a first child's pose. Full head to the mat. Breathe into your lower back for about 5 breaths. Now get back to all fours, tabletop. Let's start stretching. Let's start stretching out the legs. Right leg back. Feet down and toes down. Let's go back and forth to stretch out your toes, your feet, your ankles. Now let's rotate clockwise to stretch out your toes. Do that 5 times. Now go back, counterclockwise, 5 times. Now let's switch legs. Do the left leg. Back and forth, 5 times. My left leg is really tight. My left ankle, I don't know why. It might be my hamstrings or something. All this time, don't forget to breathe. Now, you can start either counterclockwise or clockwise, and then do the other side. Alright. So now that we're in tabletop, let's make this. We've stretched out our feet, right? So let's do some. See, that's important. So now that we've stretched out our feet, let's do a couple of poses that involve stretching the feet. So it's slowly getting a little more complicated. Actually, before that, since we are in tabletop, before I change positions, bring left leg to the center, right leg up, left hand to the center, right hand up. Look up, stare at the ceiling. Now thread the needle. 1, go back up. 2, as you come down to thread the needle, breathe out. Go back up. 3. Each time you go down, go a little further. Now come back up. The 4th time, go all the way so that your shoulder is on the mat. So you could either do this with your forehead down to the mat, and you could raise your arm. You could stretch out your left arm. So this is a good shoulder stretch for both arms. Alternatively, you could have the side of your head down and go in for a bind with your left arm. For that, make sure you're optimally stretched on your right arm, right shoulder. So if you're going in for the bind, make sure that you're securely balanced on your head and right shoulder. Raise your left arm up, facing away. Now flip it to face back and tuck your fingers between your thigh and your stomach in your hip. If you're like me, you can, but the folds, you need to get through the folds. Now try and increase it, so increase the stretch so that you are looking up at the ceiling. This is a really good stretch. Take a few breaths in. Now if you had taken the bind, go back up. One more counter stretch. That sounded great. And then back down. Now let's do the left side. First things first, bring your right arm to the center. Right hand down to the center, make sure they're splayed out. Left hand to the ceiling, look up. Now let's thread the needle. So I like to do both. I like to first stretch this way. So get in the stretch. Breathe into your shoulder. Once I've taken 3 breaths, I bring my right hand in. Adjust so my head is on the left side of my head. Go up, turn around, and go in for the twist. Look up and take 3 breaths. Now that we've done that, let's take another wide knee child pose. Alright, after 3 to 4 breaths, back to hands and knees. So, now we've stretched out the shoulders. Let's get back to and we did stretch out the legs a bit. So let's continue to stretch out the legs and then combine stretching of the legs and the shoulders with the side of the body. So right leg back. Let's just stretch those toes and ankles clockwise, counterclockwise. My toes, I need to buy new shoes, so that hurts. Okay, now that my right side is stretched out, what I'm going to do is basically flip my left leg out like a cycle stand or a motorbike stand, and my right leg is down at a 90-degree angle, and then I go up for assisted side plank. So assisted side plank is really easy because you've got the support of the I got wet in the rain, so my left calf muscle is knotting up. Okay. Alright. So assisted side plank is pretty easy if you don't have a left calf muscle that is damaged. And then raise your right leg up to be parallel. Basically right now you're balancing on your left hand and your left leg that's propped out. Twist your right ankle clockwise and counterclockwise. And now we're going to connect our right hand with our right foot, and we're going to pull with our right foot. So we get a nice stretch of our upper right chest, of our lower right pelvic area. It's a really nice stretch. And go back up. Again, twist your ankle and come back down. Not being very graceful today, but that's fine. It's because I had a tough day. So let's go back to stretching that hamstring, calf muscle, ankle, everything. We'll go back and forth while it's so good. Now clockwise, stretch the toes, counterclockwise. Once that's done, let's have our left foot down perpendicular to the mat. Splay the right leg like a motorcycle stand and raise your hand up, so your left arm up, so now you're in side plank, assisted side plank. Look up in the ceiling. This is a good stretch, but what's better, raise your left leg up to be parallel to the floor and twist it clockwise, counterclockwise if you can. So it's a good stretch. And now let your left hand connect with your left leg, left foot, and pull back with your left foot. So, and look up. So this stretches your upper left shoulder, your upper left chest, and your lower left pelvic area. It's a really nice stretch. I guess this area is more graceful because I'm on my right side. And back down. Sit back on your feet. And every time you hear a little crack or creak on from my body, that means it's working. Because it's whatever tension is in the fascia is actually being stretched and it's releasing. So I don't know how best to describe it, but alright. So that was a few poses. I'm wondering if there's some more I can do there. Let's get on to a few more intense poses, or actually maybe not. Since we are down here, let's go back to all fours. Come back down. Stretch your right hand out have your head down on the floor with your right cheek down, your face facing the left side, and your left arm against your left chest with your left hand down against your chest. Now, what we're going to do is with our left hand push. Make sure your right hand is stretched out completely. With your left hand push your body so that you're now on your right side. This is causing your right shoulder to stretch right here, and your right upper back, it's your trapezius, I guess, to stretch as well. So to intensify this is a little awkward. So to make it actually more comfortable, you bend your left knee so that your left foot is down on the floor behind your right leg. Let your head rest against the floor. Make sure your right foot is perpendicular to your leg. So, or in other words, flex your right foot. Now this is a good stretch. But you know what's even better? A twist. So raise your hand up, flip it to the back, right? And tuck it in. This is an excellent stretch. I'm telling you where I'm feeling it. It's not just in my right shoulder, even though that's what is most apparent. Well, also in my left shoulder. But because my left leg is behind me, it's an excellent stretch for my left pelvic area. And it's not just enough to do the pose and not breathe. You have to breathe into the regions that you're feeling it in. Let's take 5 more deep breaths in now. Alright, now to get out of this, be very careful. First, get out of your bind. So now you're secured by your left hand down next to your face. Now, bring your left leg forward, and then you can slowly ease yourself, your front back onto the floor, or onto the mat, whatever. Right? So it's an excellent stretch for the front, either your front chest, your front neck, your shoulder. Now let's do the same thing on the left side. So everything you do, you have to do it on both sides. And you really feel the difference, wow, on both sides. Okay. We'll do that later. So stretch your left hand out as much as you can. Have your left cheek down to the floor, face facing to the right. Bring your right hand down next to your chest, and then push so that you're on your left side in 2 dimensions, and then let your left foot go back behind your right foot go back behind your left leg. Flex your left foot. Now this is comfortable, this is nice. You're stretching your left shoulder. You're getting a stretch from your right hip, right pelvic area. But what makes it better? A twist. Go up, face forward, twist your arm so it faces back. Now going for the bind. Oh, did you see that? I just twisted. One from bind. Oh, that's great. Let your head rest down. When you go in for the bind, it increases the stretch to your right hip as well. Let's take 5 to 7 deep breaths here. Alright. Very carefully unbind. Bring your your right hand to support you. Slowly bring your right leg, oh god, back forward and ease yourself back down to the floor. Sorry, I'm getting my left and right totally messed up. Now, just lie down, head facing down. Your hands can be interlaced to support your head and ease out your hips. Since we are here, what we're going to do next is we're going to do two things, which is very intuitive when you're in this position. The first is raise your arms out. Raise your arms out, raise your feet out. If you're regular doing yoga, you know what this is. This is called the Superman. I don't know what it is in Sanskrit. But breathe in, and then when you breathe out, raise all your limbs and your head and neck up as much as you can, so that it's only your lower abdomen that's supporting you. Do it 2 minutes. Each time try and go higher. So it's a really good. It's really good for your core. I think I might have twisted that. Anyway, next intuitive pose to being here is third eye to mat. Grab hold of your feet and zip up your legs. Breathe in, and then when you breathe out, pull your arms back with your feet. Up. Then let go. Like I said, I'm not being very graceful today. Put your favorite cheek on one side. That was good. Flip to the other side. Alright. Now that we're here, let's. That's good. Pull it too much. Now, we can do a Sphinx pose, which is very straightforward. This is straightforward Sphinx pose. If you want, you can extend it further. I hurt myself. Probably not the best thing to do. Anyway, so let's get back up to a child's pose. Alright, so I'm trying to think other relaxing poses. Let's get onto comfortable seat and let's bring our feet together, butterfly shape. Butterfly feet. So when you bring your feet together, the closer you are and the further you are matters. So when you're further and you stretch, let's say you just do that, it affects your outer hips. When you're closer, it stretches your inner hips. So it depends on what you're trying to do. We're going to try and do both. Oh, I need to re-stretch my entire right side because I did something. Got wet in the rain today. Then I didn't shower, so that's why. So let's start with this. So this is optimal. Let your head go. You can bring it closer. If you are not feeling anything. And then bring it closer. Alright. And since we're here, we can continue with different kind of stretch. Let's raise one leg out. We again going to stretch this to left side. So hold. So there's, let this out. Hold your toe, and then just look up. Your fingers. Ah, wow, that's such a good stretch. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. So the other thing we can do while we're here is, so move your entire body to face this way, to face your foot, legs up, hands up. So here again, the stretch comes in two ways. based on what you're trying to do. Both are stretches, both are appropriate stretches based on if you're doing it correctly. So first is, if you want to stretch your back, you can bend your knee as much as you want. Keep your back straight. Hold on to your foot, and then you can pull forward as long as your back is straight, looking up. Stretches your shoulders, your lower back, everything. Really nice. Oh, so I in doing this, I just located the source of my pain. It's in my upper right shoulder, but not in the shoulder, it's in the trapezius. So once you're here, oh, that's so good. And the further I push, the more it stretches. You can come as close as you can. Let go of your neck. It's still stretching the correct place, right? Even if you let your neck down because your back is straight. Now go back up. The other one, leg is straight down, back is bent. It's your hamstrings and your lower hip, your hip, I guess. Again, this way. Try and go down as straight as possible, but the goal is to stretch your leg. Now, switch legs. Ah, right there. Right there. Oh. Stretch it. I have stretches for that, so I'll do that as well. Oh. Anyway. So, first things first, sideways. So face this way. This is called yogi toe lock. I always wondered, what are they saying? Yogi toe lock? It's like, what? It's like baby talk. I don't know. So, this should be as straight as possible. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, you're trying to stretch the lower, well, the entire left side. Really good. Wow. Oh, so good. Alright, now we're going to move our entire upper body, pivot or twist our entire upper body to be parallel to that foot. Oh, there we go. Gari sa re papaya na na na. So first, right now, I'm supposed to be feeling it in my lower hips or lower back. So good.